What do you feel are the biggest mistakes companies are making when it comes to AI?
I'd say two things. The biggest mistake, first of all, is underestimating the importance of data. So making sure that the data you're going to be using for any AI system, whether it's Copilot, Claude, something custom built,
Mm,
if your data is not set up correct, or if you've got data pockets, some might be on an application somewhere, some might be on-prem, on OneDrive, on desktops, it's going to kill your project quite quick. And I think
mm,
a lot of the clients who we're working with at the moment, we're actually spending more time and money sorting the data out. Because once you sorted the data, nothing is off the table. You can do
mm,
anything with it, but having that strong foundation. And I'd probably say the other one is on the strategy piece. What are you actually going to be doing with AI? What is the business problem this is fixing, rather than just being a flashy tool? It's quite cool.
Yeah, I think I was listening to your opening presentation. You were talking about how, time saved, etc., is not an ROI. A business can't measure that.
No, yeah, and I would die on that hill that saving 2 hours a week is good because it means I can do something else. However,
Exactly. I could go to the gym or something.
I can play golf
Yeah.
badly, but ultimately it doesn't because we just replace it with something else. I think if
Mm,
you solve an actual business problem in the first place, you can start thinking of it as, okay, can I put an X% increase on my profits?
mhm.
Does it mean I don't have to hire, maybe someone junior, or can I actually consolidate two or three outsource projects into one and start making more money? Because 15 years ago, the conversation used to be, does it make me money or does it save me money? And we're not doing that.
Dan, we're here in the Emirates Stadium. Your company name is swirling around the stadium
Everywhere, yeah.
everywhere you see. We, sat on the podcast 11 months ago,
Mhm.
and it's phenomenal the rate of change.
Yeah, it's been a journey. So I think when we first spoke, hadn't launched.
Nope.
I had an idea that I wanted to do a company,
Yeah.
and that was it. And then fast forward now, we've just finished our summit. We're in the summit at the moment,
Yeah.
sponsored by Microsoft and Lenovo. We've got 8 speakers for the day, 200 attendees, and yeah, my face is literally on the jumbotron, playing videos and stuff. So it's
It's pretty
pretty
insane.
exciting. And everyone's here for AI as well. It's always-
Absolutely. So we're talking about AI. So what do you feel are the biggest mistakes companies are making when it comes to AI?
I'd say two things. The biggest mistake, first of all, is underestimating the importance of data. So making sure that the data you're going to be using for any AI system, whether it's Copilot, Claude, something custom built,
Mm,
if your data is not set up correct, or if you've got data pockets, some might be on an application somewhere, some might be on-prem, on OneDrive, on desktops, it's going to kill your project quite quick. And I think
mm,
a lot of the clients who we're working with at the moment, we're actually spending more time and money sorting the data out. Because once you sorted the data, nothing is off the table. You can
mm,
do anything with it, but having that strong foundation. And I'd probably say the other one is on the strategy piece. What are you actually going to be doing with AI? What is the business problem this is fixing, rather than just being a flashy tool? It's quite cool.
Yeah, I think I was listening to your opening presentation. You were talking about how, time saved, etc., is not an ROI. A business can't measure that.
No, yeah, and I would die on that hill that saving 2 hours a week is good because it means I can do something else. However,
Exactly. I could go to the gym or something.
I can play golf
Yeah.
badly, but ultimately it doesn't because we just replace it with something else. I think if
Mm,
you solve an actual business problem in the first place, you can start thinking of it as, okay, can I put an X% increase on my profits?
mhm.
Does it mean I don't have to hire, maybe someone junior, or can I actually consolidate two or three outsource projects into one and start making more money? Because 15 years ago, the conversation used to be, does it make me money or does it save me money? And we're not doing that anymore. So
Yeah, it seems like we've kind of been devoid of like all the business knowledge we've built up, just because it's AI. Yet everything we've learned, whether it's from a technical perspective or a business perspective, still applies to AI.
it does, yeah, but we're caught in this vortex where people are using it without permission. Therefore, businesses are having to give it to them without understanding the full reason.
Mm,
And it's great, but somehow this train has to stop and people are going to go, what am I paying for?
yeah,
So there has to be a business outcome at the end of it.
yeah, and like Rob was talking earlier on about governance and risk and all of that. These are things that have been in IT for years. Like,
They have, but it's amplified, right?
yeah,
Because
no, I agree.
it's amplified
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But yeah, 100%. We come full circle.
Yeah, I just find it strange when it's like, if you think about the whole open claw phenomenon,
Mhm.
and we just threw security out the window.
But saying that, like OpenClaw in a business is absolutely insane, but the maturity scale where we're looking at.
Oh yeah, no,
we play the bing-
I absolutely agree that OpenClaw has a more consumer-based thing, and that's why, you know, the likes of Anthropic have done it in a different way
Yeah.
that's far more secure and business friendly.
Mhm.
And there is this whole kind of consumer side of AI, and then there's the business side, and they're kind of getting a bit mixed up at the moment.
Yeah, it's just blown into one. I think it's exciting what's going to happen. In my head, I'm thinking like, what would your viewers want to listen to when we talk about this? Nothing is off the table. Genuinely, with the clients we've got, I think in this 11 months or 9 months since we spoke last, our smallest client is 2 people. Our biggest client is significantly more than 2 people. There is not anything I haven't been able to do with AI. It just comes down to what is driving.
Yeah.
And that has to be, that's the one thing. We don't sell solutions. We don't sell hardware or software. I don't care about what you're using, but there are so many business outcomes you can do, but your data has to be there.
Yeah. I think when we've talked about this, our episode previously was about AI agents and how most AI agents at the time were just automations. But at the same time, the fundamentals of the data are so essential because if you know, it goes garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
It's still, that kind of still applies.
And I think my bet now is that AI agents, it'll be AI operations. So if you think the operational aspects of a business fits in so nicely into that. Is it going to replace you hosting a podcast? No.
No.
Is it going to replace me consulting businesses? Probably yes, because it's just an operational side. But even since we spoke, the way that agents have been evolving, it's actually scary.
Yeah.
Because it's no longer this agent we put in. It's like, how do I now make it a part of me?
Yeah.
I
was talking to someone today actually here, and they were talking about AI agents, and they were talking about, you know, they named them, they have a personality.
I've got Jarvis running for me. I've got Thor running for me. Basically, all the Avengers. I've got.
I was about to say, there seems to be a theme there, Dan.
I actually have my Iron Man helmet in the car. I'm going to get it out and just take a picture on the pitch with my Iron Man helmet. Life is complete. But no, from a technical point, it's every client we work with, they've all got the same thing, which is how do we make more money?
Yeah.
And it all comes down to operations. But we've moved away from, you know, using Claude or Copilot or ChatGPT into let's look at the MCP stuff. Let's look at the deep technical stuff. Let's look at the biggest win. And I'd probably say this can be a sound clip, right? This is quite a cool clip. The biggest wins we've seen of clients is moving everything onto an Azure SQL database, all of your data, whether it's on Citrix, on-prem, everything, moving it onto there, ingesting it into Fabric. So Fabric does all the quantization. You can do anything you want. Literally anything. You want to put OpenClaw on that? Go crazy. You want to put your Azure Claude models, you want to put Copilot on top. Hell, build your own GPT that sits on there. It's the biggest win I've seen with any client at the moment.
I've recently come across this whole concept of an AI second brain, and how do you think that applies to businesses? Because I've had some discussions with a previous guest, Brian Madden. He's a futurist at Citrix, and he's saying, like, you know, all the operational stuff is the 20%, the 80% is kind of the cognitive stack.
Yeah.
And do you see it in that sense that, you know, because he's been talking about things like, you know, MCP to MCP connections between organizations and people and that kind of thing?
Don't know how to answer that question. I'm going to pause on that.
No problem.
So I've not heard of this phrase of it being a second brain.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
No, I can answer it. I think if you've got the data ingested properly into a system, it can give you, if you talk about it from a second brain perspective, it can give you better insights into your data and more predictive insights that you as a human can. Because me with my CEO hat on, I'm looking for one thing and one thing only, which is the business group growing. If you're looking at sales on that, if you're looking at it from a pure neutral point, AI will be able to flag, highlight, and show any data insights quicker than you will. And that could be internal from a business point, it can be external. You know, if you're working in a certain sector, could it be anything to do with current political disruptions and allow on there? That's the answer I've got. I don't really know.
No,
you caught me, you stumped me.
That's what we're about.
I don't know.
No. It's a pretty new thing, but I just thought I'd ask. But what's kind of where do you feel that people are not kind of looking deep enough in terms of AI at the moment? Is there any kind of area where you're kind of like, oh, that's something really people should be looking at?
I think in the sports industry, everyone is doubling down on customer and client engagement. So fan engagement, client engagement, because that's what grows your brand in a business. Businesses, in my opinion, are slacking off of this, because if you take any business you're in, it all comes down to personal relationships. It comes down to the brand association. AI can enable you to do that quicker, because it can just put in large amounts of data quicker than anything. So I think whether it's marketing, whether it's even LinkedIn marketing, you put a post up about it. If something allows you to show up, be consistent, be more professional than you'll probably be able to do, that's where you want to be focusing. The customer, everything should come down to the customer experience, which is the moment someone reaches out to Hello AI, how easy is it for them to get what they want? AI does the legwork for it. You've experienced working me on a personal level. I just don't respond because my WhatsApp isn't linked into anything. But from a business point, it's like the moment someone speaks to me, whether they've got £10 or £1,000 or £1 million, I want to have the best experience. Realistically, Copilot or AI in general just solves that problem, because I am busy, the team are busy. So yeah, I think customer experience will be a big thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. Customer experience is definitely, but at the same time, you don't want to outsource it completely, because people, as Klarna found out, don't want to talk to an AI. They want that human interaction.
It's interesting, right? Because when I speak to the bank, I don't mind. If I speak to a chatbot on the bank, why has this payment not gone through? Sorted. If I have to wait an hour, I don't like that.
Yeah, I suppose there's a balance when it comes to that kind of thing. I'm the same. Like, do I want to be waiting for 15 minutes to talk to someone about my broadband connection? No, I'd rather, and someone told me, did an analysis, said, this is the problem with your broadband. It'll be back in 20 minutes.
But then likewise, if I phone up a customer service and it's an AI and they're like, hey, Daniel, I'm like, you're not real. Don't want to speak to you. Don't want to speak to a human. I just find myself being like, speak to a human.
I know.
So I've got a love-hate relationship with this.
I think we all would, because if it improves the efficiency that we get through with these things, then obviously it makes sense. But it does feel a bit hollow as well, that when they're trying to be personable and it's an AI.
Yeah, it's a robot. Don't speak to me like that. I just double down on the fact that all I want is quick data. I want data and I want it quickly. Whatever sense, whether it's a commercial sense, corporate sense. Sorry, man. Commercial sense, corporate sense. I just want an answer to what I'm doing. And if AI gets it, but I guess, like, our business, with the Chandler Bing of the world, everyone knows, well, a lot of people know who we are. No one knows what we do. And I like that. Right.
I think that's the perfect description. Like, if for those, familiar with Friends, like, no one ever knew what Chandler did. And, you said yourself, you're not a consultancy.
The thing is, we don't sell anything. We have no product to sell. We have no tech stack to sell. I don't care what you use. And someone hit it. They're like, if you look at our growth, we're really good at it, but no one knows what we do, and I like it. And it's coming down to that whole piece of what we were just talking about, is like, businesses just need help. There are so many people that need help, and there's not one prescription that will fix an issue in a business or help them more. Because for Arsenal, it could be fan engagement. For Monster, it could be selling more cans. Like, every single thing is different on there. So we're now being filmed.
It's very meta.
Like
it's a bit meta.
Yeah.
But
if we break the fourth wall and just stare at the camera and talk like that, that's when it's going to get weird.
So where do you feel businesses need to kind of invest going forward?
Data. Like, honestly, I think we went through 2 years of everyone hyping up how good AI is, and it's good. It is good. We know it's good. You've got Copilot, you've got Claude, you've got whatever tools you want to use. However, you are going to hit a cliff of what you can do. Stop treating it as a transactional, glorified Google search saying, what's the reason for that email? And start thinking, how can I now chain together 4 or 5 different processes that actually give me a business outcome? Sort your data out. Once you sorted your data, you can do anything you want.
Okay. So to play devil's advocate a bit with the whole data thing, if you give it access to your data, and I've seen cases online of, like Amazon had an agent, it destroyed a production system. So obviously, things like backup and recovery are essential before you give access to an AI to your systems.
There's 2 answers. The first one is, don't be an idiot and put someone in. Like, just don't put someone into production in not a production ready environment. Secondly, if you look at all the stuff that Microsoft has now done, so you can deploy OpenClaw in Azure, right? Deploy in Azure as much as possible, which is why I would die on the hill that Azure SQL database, you've got all your restrictions, all your governance. You've still got the ability for your DR, your retention policies, but also as well, it's still a bit of software, right? It
Mm.
can be as self-aware as it needs to be, but it cannot replace a human.
Yeah.
So just don't put unrestricted AI. It's a bit like Ultron.
Yeah.
Ultron and Iron Man just tried to kill the whole world. Don't do an Ultron, do a Jarvis.
Do a Jarvis
Yeah.
instead. Yeah. So your standard business IT practices don't go out the window just because you bring AI into it.
If someone wants to do something really cool and really flashy that potentially could make you hundreds of thousands, or make a difference in your EBITDA, it's still a bit of software.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I think this is what I was going back to when I talked about my company doesn't sell anything. It's like, I've forgotten the point I was going to make. Shit, what was it? There was a really good tie into that. Oh yeah, it's like, find the reason, but don't chase something. Don't go and buy a shiny tool. Don't go and just buy something because, oh, if I use Claude, I can use what's Cowork, and now Cowork ties into my desktop, and I'm going to let it do stuff. I'm like, hold your horses. Why do you want it to do that? Again, it comes back to the why. Our tagline is reason, solution, scale.
Yeah.
What is the reason for it? And if you can't justify the reason, like if someone in real simple terms goes, I need it to do that, do not put it on there. What happens, when you get to the scale part of it, what could happen if we do this? Well, it could delete stuff.
Yeah.
I put OpenClaw on a machine and started creating folders on my desktop, some passwords. I'm like, that's going to stop.
I think it was the head of compliance at Meta or something who deleted half her emails, and she had to just pull the plug on it.
Yeah, I mean, Meta talking about anything to do with compliance or ethical usage.
Well, yeah.
Don't put that on actually put that on the podcast. Meta trying to be ethical about AI. That's bullshit.
But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Essentially, the same controls are apply, and and as you said, there has to be I've used Claude Cowork, and I used it to sort out some folders with my pictures in it.
Yeah,
which was cool. But do I have I found a direct work use case for it yet? Not yet, but it will get there.
But think of it in the sense almost as well. Would you let a human do this that had no training at all? Right. So if you're thinking, would you give a human that just joined your business access directly to your desktop and your files and your folders and your applications?
The answer is no.
If the answer is no, why would you let Claude?
Exactly. Yeah.
Would you let a developer, right, that has got 10, 15 years of experience, remotely log onto your desktop to do stuff and build 100%? Yes.
Yeah.
That's where AI is it's a really, really clever intern. In the next 3 years, we're going to start seeing it as an operational business person. Operational business use.
Yeah. So that's the kind of next phase where it replaces things on an operational basis.
I need to bounce in. So it's things talking. Mate, we've done it the second episode.
Yes. Excellent.